Good morning! Yeah, I'm holding the camera, so sorry if it's a little shaky, but I just wanted to update you on my life. I'm so fucking happy, okay? So, today is day 3 of, believe it or not, me living out my dream. I got a new job. I'm officially a PETA toy crew member. So what we do is we travel around the country in a van. This van, I'll show it here. It says not your mom, not your milk, and it's a great message because people are so disconnected from that concept, and we have just been brought up to believe that like drinking milk is normal and that we need it for strong bones, and we've been brought up to believe that eating animals is normal and that it's okay to kill some animals and not others. Currently we're in Bloomington, Indiana, and we just find a nice spot on the street, basically downtown, that looks like semi-poppin', so we are able to communicate with a lot of people. And we have a tent, and we have virtual reality goggles. And what we do is, as people walk by, we just say, hey, do you want to check out this free virtual reality video for some free vegan ice cream? And usually they're like, ice cream? Yeah! And then we just show it to them, and it puts you in the perspective of a baby calf on a standard dairy farm. And it's not gruesome. I was honestly expecting it to be a little more like violent because like what has to happen is violent, but it's geared towards kids, and it's also geared towards not being too like in your face, because PETA actually did a study, and approaching it this way with a more like less violent, less realistic approach, they're more susceptible to retaining the information, to like staying involved with it while they're watching it, and they're just overall they're just more interested. If it's too violent, then they become defensive and they don't want to watch it and they don't care. So yeah. So it's geared towards kids. It's kind of like a cartoon. It shows you being taken away from your mother, and you have a twin cow brother, and the brother gets sent to the slaughterhouse because it's a boy, and you're a girl, so you have to stay in the crate your whole life, and you're sad that you can't lay down because the crate's too small, and just stuff like that, and you're missing your mom. And then eventually, after you have done your part of giving milk, then it's your turn to go to a slaughterhouse. And it's a really sad concept, and usually people's first reaction, I usually ask them and I say, so what did you think? And then they're usually like, sad. And I'm like, yeah. And then I say, like, it is sad, and this is the reality for billions of animals every day around the world, and this is standard practice, and this is what we do to them. And I say, like, but the good thing is that it doesn't have to be that way, and that what you just saw was completely unnecessary, and we can completely live like peacefully and happily, and we can thrive without doing that to animals. We have options now. I'll talk about the vegan alternatives that are just so readily available. Like, you could go to any grocery store now and you could buy almond milk, you could buy soy milk, there's oat milk, there's pea milk, there's like pea protein milk, whatever. Like, there's so many options. And then as for like faux meats, there's literally vegan chicken, vegan hamburgers, vegan ground meat, vegan fish fillets, vegan sushi. Like, there's so many options. Of course, people bring up the issue of cost, because those vegan alternatives are costly right now compared to regular chicken nuggets and such, because the demand for them simply isn't as high as the demand for animal products. But that ratio is slowly changing, and the demand for vegan products is skyrocketing currently. So the prices of those things will go down. And the cool thing is that obviously vegans don't have to live off vegan chicken nuggets and veggie burgers every day. I only eat those as a treat. A vegan diet is genuinely the cheapest diet on earth. When you go into a grocery store, the cheapest foods available happen to be vegan. And the most expensive foods available in a grocery store happen to be the meats. So if you're a vegan who lives off rice, staples like rice, beans, potatoes, lentils, beans, like those fruits, vegetables, those kind of foods, vegetables are not expensive, guys. Check out the prices in the grocery store. Don't know what you're doing. Then yeah, you can save a lot of money, and you can save a lot of lives. So that's me ranting. I love my job. I love this opportunity. I'm internally grateful. And yeah, I really hope today goes well. I'm sure it will. I've met a lot of interesting people. My favorite person that I've met thus far was this little boy. I thought he was like 10, but he ended up being 14. But okay, he's still a kid. Like, he was just so intellectual, and he was bringing up such complex arguments. It was honestly hard for me to keep up, but I was just so interested in the fact that, like, he was so invested in this topic. Even if he wasn't vegan himself, he was curious, and he was asking questions, and he was forward thinking. He asked me about clean meat, like lab-grown meat, and what our stance was. I said PETA fully supports it because it doesn't involve the suffering of animals, so it's kind of like people can have their cake and eat it too, and it's a hell of a lot better for the environment than animal farming. And he asked what my stance was on animal testing and the reliability of that compared to computer stimulation testing, and yeah, I loved him. He came back like 3 times, and I really hope he reads up on the topic of veganism because he seemed very interested. And I feel like people like that, like the kids of this generation, are our future. And from what I've experienced, kids were so much more receptive to the idea of cutting out animal products than adults. And it's not because adults are bad people, obviously. No one's a bad person. They're just used to their ways. They don't want to change. Whereas kids, they're open-minded, they're ready to learn. They're not bogged down by years and years and years of the world telling them that they need animal products to be healthy. So yeah, that's another reason why the video is like kind of a cartoon and made for kids to watch, because the kids are our future, homies. Okay, well, I'm gonna dip out because it's almost time for us to go set up and work. But I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Also, I started drinking 4-sigmatic mushroom coffee, and I got the lion's mane mushroom and chaga mushroom mixed with coffee, and I've just been going to Starbucks and just getting some steamed milk and then putting like the packet in there and mixing it, and it's so good. And like, it's so good for you. Like, apparently it like enhances your brain cells and like enhances your creativity. It has like anti-aging, like anti-inflammatory, like cancer fighting benefits. Like, I don't know, apparently it's like magical, so I was like, hell yeah. But not only that, but it's like really good, and it makes me like awake and feel like on top of the world. So yeah, that's my life. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace out.